Detroit Red Wings. This team was originally introduced in 1926 as the Detroit Cougars because their original ownership wanted to pay tribute to the then recently dissolved Victoria Cougars with a color scheme of red and white, and on a side note fits with the Tigers for Detroit Cat teams. Fun fact, in their first season, not only did they not play in Detroit itself, but they didn't even play in America. They were playing in Windsor, Ontario, which, yes, is a neighboring city, but that's a whole lot different from, for instance, the Giants and Jets playing in New Jersey. At least they're still in the same country. This would be rectified the next year in 1927. In 1930, the name was renamed to Detroit Falcons due to a newspaper promotion because the team was struggling and tried anything to get support from the local populace. The team would find James Norris as their new owner in 1932. Norris was a former player himself who played for the Montreal Amateur Athletic Association, and his team's nickname was the Winged Wheelers. Seeing how a name and logo like that would be fitting for the Motor City, the team became the Detroit Red Wings, and that's where we got the team's current logo and their iconic design. Of course, it evolved slightly over the years, with 1987 being when we'd get what they have now after years of having the wheel be directly in the middle of the jersey, though a logo update would occur in 1984 and a number font which only lasted in the 82-83 season. The red home, while simple, has endured for years, and there's a reason it's the iconic look that it is today because of the players who have worn it as well as the success they've had. Now, you probably expect me to rip on this design a bit as it is very simple and has a strip of white at the bottom instead of a traditional hemline stripe, but I'm not going to. What separates this from other simplified designs is that this actually stuck around. Maybe if other simplified designs from around the sports world stuck around, we'd all be singing their praises. Though if I had one gripe about this, I've never been a fan of the matching collar. For some reason, they've always opted to have the collar be red like the rest of the jersey, and especially on the current template, I don't like it. Surely a splash of white would have been nice. By contrast, the white road is much more going on and has plenty of red to help break things up. Sometimes I'm not into the road jersey being different from the home jersey, but after seeing their first reverse retro, which was colored swapped from the red, yeah, I much prefer what they actually have. They're the only teams who have never had an alternate jersey in a season outside of outdoor games or special jersey programs. Hell, Montreal had a year where they featured an alternate, but at the same time, do they need one? I'd argue no, even a black alternate would feel forced. As of the time of this recording, their uniforms for the 2025 Stadium Series have yet to be announced, much like their opponent, the Blue Jackets. They'll all be sure to cover both on TikTok once they are revealed. Last season, Detroit added Priority, a Michigan-based waste management company, as their sponsor ad. No, I did not mean sponsor patch. You can't call it a patch because someone made the genius decision to directly embroider it onto the jersey, meaning the only way anyone could remove this is by getting a seam ripper and plucking out each and every thread used to make this. Who thought of that? First the Penguins road jersey and now this! This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen a team from any sport do with an ad patch, and I don't know how it could be topped. Okay, rant about embroidering ads aside, the Red Wings are a tried and true classic that should never go away, even if I'm not a fan of them. Tomorrow we look at one of the most successful and yet simultaneously one of the most miserable franchises in the league, the Toronto Maple Leafs.